Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now this video, it's a video that I have been thinking about remaking and a lot of people have been watching it, but it was from a video like a year ago. I made pumpkin soup and so I will be making this time pumpkin soup as well. However, the last time I did not explain really what I did, I just showed and I thought maybe you could understand it by kind of see what I'm doing. However, this time I will explain what I will be doing. And it's quite simple and it's very delicious. So let's get started, shall we? So for this I will be using a bread knife and I first chop or divide the pumpkin in half, like the upper and the lower part of the butternut squash. And why I'm doing this is because the top part is like all solid piece, while the bottom part has like the seeds underneath it. So I will be chopping it in half, and then it makes it also easier to peel or cut the outer skin off. Now I will be using a bread knife just because that is easier to cut for it rather than using a normal knife or peeler. So you just go with that as well. Um, so the outer skin layer off and then chop it into or like slice it into equal pieces. How big you want them is kind of up to you, but I make like kind of nice squares out of it. It doesn't need to be super small, but also not ginormous because this will affect the cooking time. Now, I told you all that I would keep it very simple and basic, so I'm not going to make it too complicated. So I will be adding just an onion as well, and I will flavor everything with just pepper and salt and vegetable stock, which after that you can kind of make your own twist out of it, like with adding curry powders or like something else that is very nice, like thyme and rosemary. Um, but yeah, just take one red onion or a shallot or a white onion and just cut it into half and then into rings. And then we're gonna continue in a bit. Now, let's have a little moment. Let's take 5 minutes, see what we still need to do, how far we are in the recipe, and time for a little sip of coffee. Mm. And while we're doing that, please subscribe to this channel for more tasty and delicious cooking video. Now let's continue. Okay, so now that all the prep is done, we can continue to the main event, and this is a pretty time consuming, or not necessarily time consuming, but you can just let it go for a while. So we fry up the onion and pumpkin, and it doesn't need to be very hard that it gives a lot of color. No, just oil in the pan, throw it, and that it's a little bit soft, so a little bit color would be nice already. Um, and then add water. Now I add about 2 liters of water, uh, and the vegetable stock is what I add as a cube. Otherwise, I would say diluted if you have like the mix that says 100 milliliters of stock versus a liter of water. That's kind of up to yourself. But yeah, I throw in 2 liters because we're gonna boil and reduce this for about 45 minutes, half an hour to 45 minutes. So it will be getting low a lot. And after that, we can just use the hand mixer or the hand blender and make it into a smooth puree or soup in this case. Now, if it needs a little bit more after that, like is it still a little bit liquid, then what happened to me is I will add one half a tablespoon of maizena that I will dissolve a little bit with some water, pour it in, and then let it boil for like 2 minutes, 2 3 minutes, so that it gets nice and thicker. Turn it off, and basically at this point your soup is done. And like I said, it's nice and easy, so everything is just flavored with vegetable stock and some salt. However, the base part of it all is done. But there's a twist, and I will show you that in the next video. this was it. Wasn't as complicated as you thought, right? Now, hey, I need to go back, clean up a little bit, create something else, keep on going, finishing up the kitchen, doing the dishes. But I would say, do remember this: good food make good times.